So we're heading to Arlong Park. After the amazing Barate arc, this is the next destination, and the leader, Arlong, is extremely powerful. He comes from the Grand Line, which is terrifying enough, and he's associated with one of the seven warlords of the Grand Line, essentially like the seven most powerful people in the Grand Line. At least that's the way it appears. We got quite a lot of information in this episode about the Grand Line and how it all works, and how the reason it's known as a pirate graveyard is these three major reasons, and one of the reasons is these seven warlords. And while this Arlong isn't one of them, he's closely associated with one of the warlords, which is, pretty scary. We haven't seen anything like that so far. Well, technically we have, actually, because Mihawk was also revealed to be one of these warlords from the Grand Line, which again makes the Grand Line the pirate graveyard that it is associated as. They're also known as government dogs, which we sort of saw a little bit in this episode, as Arlong had sort of like, it looked like he was bribing a member of the Navy, like this corrupt Navy guy. He was a colonel, actually. So, he's got ties with the government as well, which is terrifying. But yeah, a lot was revealed in this episode, and I feel like this arc is going to get crazy. But yeah, this Arlong dude seems like the biggest threat so far. Like I said, coming from the Grand Line, we saw what Mihawk did to Don Krieg and his whole fleet. And to Zoro, of course, and now we have this dude. But the other thing is the fact that it looks like Nami has betrayed everyone. It looks like she turned her back on Luffy and Zoro, or she was never even with them to begin with. She's been working for this Arlong guy the whole time. She's known as their surveyor, and she's actually one of the captains of Arlong's like squads, basically. Which I did not see coming. I'm not too sure how much I believe it though, because when she was on the boat heading towards Arlong, she was crying and saying she hopes that she sees Luffy and everybody again, and how she wants to be free. So I don't quite think she's actually working for him, or if she is, she's sort of doing like an inside job, trying to get maybe some information on him or something like that. But this Arlong dude is terrible, and they introduce him as a fucking terrible threat. I mean, one of the first things we see about him is there's this kid that's running up to the gate where Arlong is sitting, basically bashing on the gate and saying that Arlong killed my dad, like I'm gonna kill him. I mean, that's one way to introduce your villain to be a piece of shit. And the other one is when Usopp and Johnny are heading towards, trying to find Nami. They find this town that's obviously been taken over by these fishmen, Arlong's sort of species, and it's literally been flipped upside down. Like the buildings are upside down. It's completely wrecked. And a woman comes out with blue hair saying that they did this and they slaughtered the whole town just because one person rebelled against them. So Arlong the tyranny is insane in this one. Like, this guy is fucking dangerous. It also gets said that he's taken over 20 towns. I can only assume he's slaughtered the people in those towns too and just made them his territory. I don't know what ties he has with the government. But like I said, this dude Arlong, I think, is the most powerful guy we've seen so far. Like I said, he's come from the Grand Line. He's associated with these seven warlords in some sort of capacity. So yeah, this guy is like nothing we've seen before. But the part I'm most interested about is seeing what Nami's association with this guy is. She said something about Belmir in like the last episode and how she wanted to be free, and she has the Arlong tattoo on her arm. Like, there's got to be some history there, because I can't imagine Nami's actually a bad guy, working for Arlong and betraying everyone, unless she's being forced to do this. I don't know. But regardless, this Arlong is a piece of shit, clearly, and I love the way One Piece sets up its villains. There's no messing about. It's straight to the point. Like, this guy is awful. Here's all the terrible things he's done. Here's what he wants. Here's what he's going to do. We don't get told everything straight away, but we do get a bit of context as to why, that you get to see their tyranny, pretty quick, and you get to hate these guys almost immediately. And Zoro has actually been captured as well. Well, I say captured. Usopp and Johnny ditched him. So the fishermen took him in to Arlong, and Zoro actually saw Nami's true colors. So, that happened. But I can't believe Usopp and Johnny actually ditched him. That was quite funny. But yeah, now Zoro is in front of Arlong. Luffy and Sanji are heading towards the island too to get Nami back. And there's this thing under them right now called Momu, I think it was. That's the creature that turned that town upside down. This massive thing from the Grand Line. And you saw the scale of it under their boat. Like, Jesus Christ, this thing's fucking massive. But yeah, I'm so excited about this arc. I can't wait to learn more about Arlong and Nami and how this whole thing's going to shake out. One Piece is goated. I'm fucking loving it so far. And yeah, let's keep it going.